Welcome back, YouTubers. I got this thing basically done, so I'm going to walk you around real quick, show you the modifications I've made to this Grizzly Woodworking Downdraft Table to make it an outstanding metalworking downdraft table. So as you can tell, hopefully you watched the first video, I came up with these about 3 foot tall backsplash panels, put wheels on the bottom, got my vise mounted on here, I've got my light up top, and I've got the filter package from the filter shop. So I'm going to walk you around and just show you this. So the LED light on top, it actually just sits on top loosely. I might make a bracket for this eventually, but for right now it works awesome as is. Just has this little pull switch, and I've plugged that into one of the outlets, and then the other one goes to my angle grinder. These wheels, link in the description, got them off Amazon. They're M10 thread, and this thing is a piece of cake to move, and for being several hundred pounds, it's pretty amazing. And if I'm pushing on something while I'm drilling on it, all 4 of these casters have locks on them, and the locks actually work really well. The backsplash panels I built, you'll see I actually added these angled pieces of flat stock so that as the grinding dust and sparks are hitting this, it'll funnel it down into the bottom. Because the factory setup did not have this, and you can see there's a gap, and so a lot of the crap was actually falling out on the floor. And that's how I did the corners. And if I really wanted to be picky about it, I could run a bead of caulking through there. The other big change I made was how they come down. And so I just actually had these panels laser cut. Probably wasn't quite necessary, but just welded a piece of angle iron onto the back. I drilled out the rivets on these cam overlocks and reused them, but I made it so you can actually pull down one side and leave the back up. And these little slotted sleeves that the pins go through, I got these off McMaster Car. So we'll just go ahead and angle our light over here like so, take our latch off, and then you can drop this down. And now if you just have something that needs to stick over the edge a little bit, you can still utilize those other 2 backsplash panels. Whereas the way this thing came, you had to drop the back first, which didn't leave any support for the 2 sides. So that meant either they were all 3 down or they were all 3 up. So there, now you can access this from all sides if you want. I'll tell you, the backsplash panels catch probably 90% of my grinding sparks, which is awesome. Just the floor in the work area is just immaculately clean now. So this thing's working exactly like I'd hoped. So I called up Josh from the filter shop, and in case you didn't watch video number 1, which I hope you will, and so here's what we're dealing with inside. I got my 2 3D printed wedges. So here's gonna be the filter. Basically, I'll have one for steel and one for aluminum. This is just a wire mesh 1-inch filter. This should catch all the hot ember parts, the sparks, the big debris, but like the main thing is stopping those hot parts that are on fire or molten before they get into our paper. Because obviously we have a crap load of air moving through here. So if something would flame up, it's gonna be fed all the oxygen it could ever want. Okay, and then this is the 2-inch. This is the MERV 11, and I'm still testing these right now. I had 0 issues running the MERV 11. We've got some MERV 8s that he sent me to try in case this restricted the flow too much, but this is just gonna be for grinding. So I'll have one setup for steel, and then if I want to do aluminum, I'll pull these out, I'll go to my box, I'll grab the ones for aluminum and just drop them in. And it's really that quick and simple, which is what I love about this table. You got to keep in mind, when I was just quoting having one of these custom built, it was $11,000 from industrial made, which is crazy. I don't even have $1,300 into this table. And if I would have got on it, 2019, I probably could have been in it for under $1,000 before inflation started rising. But we decided that plasma cutting and heavy MIG welding just gonna be a little too dangerous for this table, asking just a little too much of it. I do a lot of drilling using the vise, and the shavings fall down. And that was the other part about using these wedges, is if I don't have these, and the filter sits like that, and you get a hot drilling burr that goes in the paper, that could start a fire. So that was really the main reason about creating the wedges, to allow this to slide over the top. Other than grinding, I wanted to be able to use it for spray painting emergencies if the weather doesn't permit, because in my shop, that smell travels through the whole shop in like 2 seconds. If I'm on the spray paint can for like 2 quick squirts, it travels everywhere. So he's hooked me up with this really expensive filter. This one's like 26, 27 bucks. It's called a carbon filter, and this is going to neutralize the smell of the spray paint. And so far, from what I've tested, I did kind of an obnoxious amount of spray painting the other day, and it worked awesome. Could barely smell it. You can still smell a little bit, but then just using these super cheap, I forget if these are cotton, they're like not even $1 a filter. So these are throwaway. Here's what it looks like. I did some gray spray painting, and looks like I'll actually be able to get a fair amount of life out of it. I spray painted 4 different brackets. All right, for this scene, I went to the fireworks stand. Thank God it's 4th of July weekend, right when I'm trying to make this video, because I was able to go get some cheap smoke bombs. Too cheap, because these only last for like 2 or 3 seconds, so I'll have to show a couple of these. But I'm gonna show you the incredible suction power of this thing visibly. You'll be able to see that this will actually pull smoke in from like 6 feet away. And I'll do it both with the backsplashes up, then I'll put them down so you can see what kind of difference that makes. So that one was pretty good. The exhaust air coming out is shooting into the corner of my building. It's creating kind of a vortex. So that's actually coming back and blowing the smoke away. If you could exhaust the air outside, like if you could build a duct on that and shoot it out your wall, this thing would be absolutely incredible, because then you'd just be filtering the air before you release it out to the atmosphere. All right, so we'll try this one more time with the sides down, see how the backsplash panels affect the suction. Of course, now my exhaust is aiming directly into this backsplash panel, so we might try it with this one up and with it down. So all the way out here, about 4 feet. So for having just burned 4 smoke bombs and about 6 before that, I can't believe that I'm able to breathe in here. You know, it's pretty amazing what that filter's doing. About 5 feet away, it would suck the smoke over, and 4 or 5 feet up above, sucking the smoke down. So it really draws a lot of air in. Yes, it's pushing air out this side and kind of blowing that away, but you could be doing something a little bit far away from this and then just leave it run after you're done doing whatever you're doing, and it should kind of recirculate that and continue to filter it a couple times over. So again, if you had the ability to exhaust this through your wall or into an exhaust system that dumps outside, this thing would be just fantastic, because then everything it's sucking in, the filter doesn't even really matter for the smell. It's just protecting that squirrel cage fan from getting loaded up with crap, killing your fan. Because that's really all this is a steel cage around an expensive fan. The fan is the only expensive part about this whole cabinet. The shell, you know, shouldn't even be like 200 bucks. So the fan's what you want to protect so you get long life out of it, because if you go look up a replacement fan, they are pretty pricey. So I really hope that you guys are getting some use out of these videos. Takes a lot of work to modify stuff like this and document it and share it with you. If you like this video, you know, I'm getting like 30, 40 views a video. Please help me by sharing this, you know. Hit that like button so I can get found in the search results. Copy and paste that link, you know, drop it on a Facebook group, text it to a friend, share it, you know, get the word, help me get the word out there for some of this cool DIY stuff that, you know, helps us guys that can't afford $10,000 downdraft tables be able to build one and modify one themselves, so we can have clean air to work with in our shop when we're grinding on stuff and wrenching. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you in our next one.